The National Football League has its teams play for a football world championship. With all the teams in the league being from the United States of America, the players are what bring the diversity to the league. We have seen players from 30 different countries participate to varying degrees of success. One of the greatest foreign players in NFL's history never played football until he was 23 years old. Hated playing the game, and only committed to football when he was snubbed for the Nigerian Olympic team in track and field. But how did Christian Okoye turn into the Nigerian nightmare? Stay with us as we tell you how he steamrolled right into the path of our Carearview mirror. Being born in
Enugu,
Nigeria in 1961, Christian Okoye eventually went to college at Azusa Pacific, located 25 miles east of Los Angeles at the age of 21. Azusa Pacific was an independent football program when Okoye enrolled. He became a track and field star, winning 7 collegiate titles in shot put, discus, and hammer throw, while also showing a speed not known to exist in a man that size. At 6'1", 260 pounds, he was able to run a 4.45 40-yard dash, but he found football boring when he first ever watched a game. Once he joined the football team, he didn't like how rough the game was and needed his friends to convince him to stay on. His rushing style was a mix of the strength to run through tackles and a supernatural speed to run away from players much smaller than him. He set 14 school records in football, as he averaged 186.7 rushing yards a game his senior year, after being left off the Nigerian Olympic throwing team. He was then invited and named Senior Bowl MVP after scoring 4 touchdowns for the South team in Mobile. He has been put in the Azusa's Hall of Fame and is regarded as one of the greatest, if not best, athletes in school history. The Kansas City Chiefs took him 35th overall in the 1987 draft. In his rookie year, he started all 12 games he appeared in, recording 157 rushes for 660 yards and 3 touchdowns from his fullback position. He missed 4 games with various injuries his rookie season, which continued to plague him into his second year, when he played 9 games, gaining 473 yards on 105 carries and another 3 touchdowns. At age 28, he made the best of his third season, staying active for all but 1 game and leading the NFL in carries and rushing yards. 370 rushes, 1,480 yards, and 12 touchdowns led him to his first Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors. Despite the great season, the Chiefs' record was 8-7-1, an improvement on their 4-11-1 record from the season before, but still not reflective of their stars' breakout season. Still, missing the playoffs up to and including this season, Okoye, now named the Nigerian Nightmare, was hoping to turn individual accomplishments into team success. The next season, the team was able to accomplish the feat of making the playoffs, despite Okoye missing 2 games and only recording 805 yards and 7 touchdowns, while being hampered with a knee injury. Going 11-5, the Chiefs faced off with the Dolphins in the first round, where they held the lead late into the fourth quarter. A defensive collapse and a field goal falling short sent the Chiefs home, as Okoye finished the game 83 yards on 13 rushes. The following season, Okoye, now aged 30, was still feeling the effects of his lingering knee issue. However, he was able to get back on track with 14 games that season and over 1,000 yards once again, making his second Pro Bowl and helping the Chiefs back to the playoffs. Beating the Raiders in the first round, Okoye only attempted a single rush for 2 yards and then sat out the next game, where they were rolled by the Buffalo Bills. 1991 was also a big year for Okoye, as many retro video gamers could tell you. That December had the release of a game for the Nintendo Entertainment System by the name of the Tecmo Super Bowl. In this game, Okoye was the running back prominently featured for the Kansas City Chiefs and was virtually untackleable. He was one of the most dominant players in video game history for any sports franchise. However, real life seemed to be taking a different track than his pixelated counterpart. The injury to his knee limited Okoye to goal line duties in 1992, where the 31-year-old started 5 of the 15 games he appeared in, gaining 448 yards and 6 touchdowns. He didn't play in their playoff game against the Chargers, where they were shut out. This would end up being the last season of Okoye's career, as he would lose the love of the game due to injuries and the physical toll of practice. When he retired, he was the career leader for the Chiefs in rushing attempts, yards, and 100-yard games, which were held until Priest Holmes arrived in KC. The Nigerian Nightmare was honored by the Chiefs team by being inducted into their Hall of Fame and has his name forever represented in their Ring of Honor. After his playing career, he took part in TV shows such as Pirate Master, where he was voted off by his peers in the second episode. Christian Okoye was one of the best foreign players the NFL has ever seen. After his hopes of being in the Olympics to represent Nigeria were squashed, he turned to football and used his incredible physical gifts to give the league an incredible season and retro football gamers heart attacks whenever their opponent played as the Chiefs.